Former top Chinese politician Bo Xilai has dismissed testimony from his wife, Gu Kailai, at his trial, saying she was unstable and had been coerced. Video footage and written testimony from Gu, who was convicted last year of the murder of Neil Heywood, was posted on the court's official microblog. In it she said she felt Neil Heywood was a threat to her son, Bo Guagua. She also spoke of receiving gifts from a Dalian entrepreneur, Ming, from whom Mr. Bo is accused of taking bribes. Bo Xilai, the former Chongqing Communist Party chief, is accused of bribery, corruption and abuse of power. The trial is to continue for a third day on Saturday, Xinhua news agency reported. On Thursday Mr. Bo denied bribery, saying he had been forced into admitting it to prosecutors, and rubbish testimony from witnesses including his wife. Of her testimony on Friday, he reportedly said, "In her unstable mental state, prosecutors put pressure on her so she would turn on me." Foreign media are not being allowed into the trial, which is taking place in the city of Jinan in Shandong province. But the Jinan Intermediate People's Court is posting updates and relevant testimony on its official microblog in Mandarin, excerpts of which have been translated by the BBC. It remains unclear, says the BBC's Celia Hatton in Beijing, whether the events as described by the court constitute tightly scripted political theater or an unexpectedly colorful legal showdown. Analysts say the trial is as much about getting rid of a popular politician as it is about criminal wrongdoing. Mr. Bo is widely expected to be found guilty. It would be inconceivable if the verdict has not already been agreed, said Steve Tsang, professor of Chinese studies at Nottingham University. The trial of someone as important as Bo Xilai is not something that could be left to the judges presiding over it. Mr. Bo's downfall was seen as the biggest political shakeup to hit China's ruling elite in decades. In February 2012 his police chief, Wang Lijun, fled to the U.S. consulate in Chengdu amid an apparent fallout with Mr. Bo. Shortly afterwards, Chinese authorities announced that they were reinvestigating the death of Mr. Heywood, who died in a Chongqing hotel in November 2011. Gu Kailai has since been jailed for the murder of Mr. Heywood, a crime she carried out, state media say, because of differences over a business deal. In written testimony to the court, she said she believed that the personal safety of her son was under threat. In the second half of 2011 Guagua made a video call to me on his iPad telling me that Neil Heywood threatened him, she said. Subsequent emails between the two scared her, she said. After the video call I was very worried, which led to the 15 November crime, when Neil Heywood was killed. Written testimony from Patrick Develers, a French architect, meanwhile, pointed to conflict between Gu Kailai and Neil Heywood over a financial deal related to a villa in France that has been a focus of the bribery charges. It was paid for by Ming, the court heard on Thursday, one of two men from whom Mr. Bo is accused of receiving bribes totaling 21.8 meters yuan, $3.56 million, £2.28 million. In her video testimony Ms. Gu said it was true that Ming had bought things for her and her son, Bo Guagua. When we need to book a flight, family members know to ask from Ming, she said. Bo Xilai, responding to his wife's testimony, is reported to have said, "How much credibility is there about Bo Gu Kailai's testimony, and her written material? Bo Gu Kailai has changed and she became crazy and lies all the time." It is not clear how long the trial will last. Mr. Bo is the last major player in connection with the Neil Heywood case to face judicial proceedings. His son, Bo Guagua, remains in the U.S., where earlier this week he said any verdict would carry no moral weight if his well-being has been bartered for my father's acquiescence or my mother's further cooperation. He also said his mother had been unwell since 2006, following a sudden collapse of her physical health.